What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Gig Nation. Jonathan here with some real exciting news today about both the Uber platform and the UberEats platform. We're going to be talking about the information that is shown up front to drivers before they accept a ride, and it looks like Uber is rolling out some new features on apps in select locations for drivers to allow them to see the total distance and expected payout for both Uber drives and Uber Eats orders. If you're new to the channel, we cover everything related to the gig economy, and also make sure to check out gigsharks.com for the latest gig app opportunities in your specific city. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into this. We're gonna look at an email that Uber recently sent out. So it looks like they're gonna be rolling out this feature for Uber drivers in California. Now, with regards to Uber Eats, they've actually been testing this in some specific areas, and it looks like it's been rolling out quite a bit. So Uber Eats drivers now currently have more access to this new feature where they can see the total distance of a trip and that expected payout. This is really good news for both platforms because it allows drivers to get more of that information that they need to make that decision before actually accepting an order or accepting a ride. And as independent contractors, it's something that I feel drivers are all entitled to. It's something that we should absolutely have access to. And in the past, I've done a lot of videos on this. I've urged certain apps and certain companies that don't disclose this information to start showing it. So let's talk about why exactly Uber made this change and what exactly the impact is going to be. So, once again, this is a very positive change, and it looks like they're making this change as a reaction to AB5, because at least with the Uber driver platform, they're currently just releasing it, just testing it within California. That's the only area impacted by AB5, and AB5 is putting a lot of pressure on Uber and other app-related companies to start classifying their workers as full-time employees. And so this feature, giving drivers more information up front, is going to make them feel a little bit more like independent contractors. And if you're going to continue to classify them as independent contractors, if you want to fight that fight, then you should totally be giving them all of that information that they need in order to run their businesses efficiently as independent contractors. So we'll have to wait and see how exactly this affects Uber and what the impacts are with Uber Eats. So with Uber Eats, it looks like it's been rolled out in a few more places. And quite frankly, I think that Uber Eats needed to do this in order to keep up with DoorDash, Grubhub, the other platforms. Postmates is really the only one that doesn't do a whole lot to show you that much information up front. And it's hard to get drivers to sign up and actually work on a platform like this because drivers like to pick up orders where they know the total information up front, where they can make sure that they're going to be making a profit and making a good profit every time they pick up that order. But Uber, on the other hand, for the Uber driver platform, did not have as much pressure from other apps. Lyft currently does not do a whole lot to show this information up front. So the pressure was coming more from pending regulations, more from that AB5 reaction that I mentioned earlier. And it's going to be interesting to see how passengers react to this, at least in the specific market of California, with drivers rejecting more of those short 1 mile rides that may not pay out as well. Are those rides going to get bid up in price because the supply of drivers for those rides doesn't meet the current demand? Are those riders going to see those higher prices on short rides and switch over to Lyft? We're really going to see what all of the consequences are. Maybe Lyft will follow suit, in coercion with Uber here to try and avoid the AB5 or do what they can do to mitigate it before fighting this new pending regulation. There's really a whole lot that's going to unfold here. So if you've been driving or delivering on either of these platforms, if you're in California driving for Uber, let me know what you think. Or if you're an Uber Eats delivery driver and you're seeing this new information up front, let me know what you think as well. I think Uber Eats is going to become a more attractive platform for drivers to operate on. Personally, I know a lot of drivers that kind of avoided this for that one reason of not knowing what you're going to get yourself into up front. And overall, this is absolutely a win for drivers, a win for delivery drivers, and a win for independent contractors that want app-related jobs. There was a ton of resentment a year or two ago because of some of the lower wages in certain areas. There's a lot of pushback that led to AB5 in California. And I think what we're going to see here is kind of a bit of a negotiation process. And hopefully what we're able to find is more of a middle ground, because I do think that independent contractor status is very valuable to drivers and delivery drivers and everyone that uses these apps. People don't want to wear uniforms. They don't want that strict hourly regulation of a 9 to 5. There's a lot of draw to kind of join the gig economy to use these apps, but a lot of that could be at risk with AB5. Now, on the other hand, you don't want companies to be exploiting this independent contractor status. You don't want them to be gaming that system, not showing enough information up front, and making it hard for independent contractors to make a living, to generate profits after expenses on these apps. So hopefully what we ultimately see is a better middle ground where independent contractors can continue to use these apps where they can be lucrative in certain situations and, drive good income after expenses for drivers, but still not be classified as full-time employees. Now, I do realize that there is a group of drivers, delivery drivers, that would like this, but personally, I don't think that a lot of people, at least from what I've had here, as far as feedback on the channel, I don't think that a lot of people want to be classified as full-time employees. Feel free to disagree with me, leave a comment down below, because I always love to get that full conversation going. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, make sure to do so. It's Gig Nation at Facebook. I'll leave a link down below as well. And once again, if you're looking for a new gig economy related job, check out gigsharks.com for that.